Oh, I'm standing here in a grove of walnut trees I planted about 10 or 12 years ago. They're doing really well. And the reason I built this fence over here is to keep the horses out. Horses and walnut trees just don't mix. This area had grown up quite a bit with weeds and Chinese privet. And the goats have taken care of this within 8 days. So they, when they're locked over here, do not have enough roughage. So today's project is to put together an all-weather hay manger so I can give them some additional hay when they're locked out of the main paddock. After doing an internet search, I saw a couple different designs. None really suited my needs, so we're going to come up with our own here, but I did get several ideas. I've got this old half barrel. I've got this grate that I'm not sure what came off of. And I have another grate that I think came out of an old oven maybe. And I think that's the one I'm going to use. It looks like it would be easy enough for them to get the hay out, but not too easy that they'll pull it out all over. So the idea here is to use this half barrel as a roof for this. I'm going to mount this under here, and that'll be where the hay is. Now I've got two options. I could put this on a hinge, or I could put this on a hinge. And since this already has this little hook on the end, I've decided to try to put this on the hinge first. Up here, I've got one screw in it, and as you can see, that's not enough. And I'm just going to put a couple more up here until I can get some wood supports. So it has two screws in it now. The only way possible for me to do this by myself without any help is with this little gadget that you put a screw in. So these screws are do not have, they're not very metallic. They're deck screws, so the magnet in here does not hold them very well. However, this little thing slips over that. So now I can put my washer on here, and as I drill that in, this one will slip back, but it also holds my screw steady for me. That's held up with 3 screws, much better than I anticipated. Alright, so you can see this little thing here says the players were all nestled, all snug in their beds. This piece of plywood came from a fundraiser from a local high school, and each area group was required to make a giant Christmas card. And these were actually 4x8 sheets of plywood that I was able to obtain for free, and free is always good. Alright, here's my idea here. I think it'll work. I'm going to mark where the ends of this are, and I'm going to drill a hole right there through this this is actually 3/4 inch plywood, and that will allow me to put a little eye bolt in here. All the way through there, and I'll be able to put that in there if this pencil will hold out. Oh, that's exactly what I was looking for. This bolt's a little skinnier, so that's going to go there. And of course I just dropped all the washers off of here. This one is going to go right in here. This one will go right through there. And I can go inside now and screw the nuts on. Yeah, it's kind of dark in here. This is a little hut though I made several years ago, and I can locate these nuts there. I'm going to use my impact wrench on these just because I have one and I can. Makes very quick work of it. Give this a second try. The problem was that this eye bolt had a nut on the end of it, because that's how I found it in my scrap eye bolt box. I'm sure everybody has one of those. And so I took the nut off and put a washer on it, and now I'm pretty sure it will work. Now I have plenty of threads to screw onto, so not a problem. Let's give it a look-see to see if it'll... All right, I like that. Next step is to get some wood to fill in here and a way to attach it. But first I think I'll have a little lunch. Well, I just came back from lunch and the ladies are ready to go back home. They were crying at their gate. I had to close the gates because of the horses, but it looks like they want to go home now, so we'll let them in. And there goes the twins and their Maddie, ready to go back home. Back from lunch. Still a beautiful day out. While I was in my workshop, I went ahead and cut 16 inches by 24 inches. I have no idea what this is. Really not important. But I'm hoping that this will fit in here. I really don't know that it will. Let's see. It looks like it needs to be above this. That should work. To make this work a little bit easier, I'm going to go ahead and take this top off of here. This top was actually a lot easier to get on here than I thought it might be working alone. But right now, it's a pain, and it's kind of in the way. Well, I'm not sure any of this is going to work, so I'm going to put these up here with these little cleats, and I had these cleats in my scrap wood box. My wife will attest I never throw anything away, and I know I haven't had these more than 10 years. Just want to line these up. I want to make sure that I have left and right. That's why I put them back to back. There we go. So it needs to be above that. All right. That'll work. That's pretty sturdy. We'll do the same to the other side. So there's what I've got. I'm not sure, I may need to put a brace across the top here, but I'm not going to do that until I see it's looking a little low for these Nubians. This is going to flop right up here. I've just got to find a way now to attach that. And I'm going to put the lid back on. All right, got the lid back on, and now that's right there. I'm not sure that I need to make this portable, so I'm going to put it up there temporarily with a couple of screws and throw some hay in there and see if indeed it's going to work before I go to any more trouble. I think it would be nice to be able to undo this, but just with a couple of temporary screws here, I think I'll get the notion whether or not this whole contraption is going to work at all before I put any more trouble into it. All right, this is one flake. How easy is it to get in here? It's very easy, actually. Are the goats going to come up and eat it? I don't know. Will I pull it out of the top? Probably. But for right now, let's see what's going to happen. Well, I can't get the goats to come up here, but Mingo has discovered that this fence is a little bit loose. He's trying to figure out how to get in there. I just put this on there temporarily so that the goats could come in and out, but the horses can't come in. He's going to figure out how to get that off. It's only held on with one screw. He could knock that off with his head very easily, but he knows I just put fresh hay in here, and that's what he's after. I'll go give him a flake. Well, as soon as I left the enclosure, they went right up to it. And right now they're just experimenting to see what's going on. Well, that's good. At least she can't stand up on it yet. She hasn't figured that out.